Hi everybody! I wasn't planning on placing a second order at the Sephora sale, but on Monday, the last day of the sale, I was perusing and some of the items that were on my wish list that were out of stock when I placed my first order suddenly became available. So I placed that order. I wish that I had received them prior to the sale ending, but alas, they arrived last night. So I want to try all of these on for you today. So this is what I already have on my face. Today I primed with the D'Alba First Serum Spray. You can't buy this at Sephora, but it is the primer that I like to use with the foundation that I am wearing today, and that's the Givenchy Prisme Libre Glow Serum. And I don't typically wear my Tom Ford primer with this one because I don't find I need it. The D'Alba spray is more than enough. I color corrected my under eyes with the Kosas Revealer Color Corrector in the shade Illusion. And the concealer I'm wearing today is the NATASHA DENONA in N7. And on my lips is the LANEIGE Glaze Craze in Sugar Glaze. Say that 3 times fast. It's nice. It's nice. It smells really good. It gives you a nice shine. When I first apply it, there's a really high shine. It's there when you first apply it, and then it's kind of gone. But regardless, it still feels very, very nice on the lips. This is one of the items I picked up in my first Sephora order. In my first order, I did pick up a foundation and concealer. I picked up the Guerlain Le Tint Glow, but the shade is very, very orange on me. So I didn't want to use it again today. And for concealer, it was the Estee Lauder. I picked up 2C, and that one is a little bit off as well. So I opted not to use those again. I did order another Estee Lauder in 2N because I think that might work for me because I really loved the concealer itself, but it's sold out completely on the Sephora website. And so I ended up ordering it from the Estee Lauder website. So hopefully that will get to me soon, and I can't wait to try out that shade. Okay, for some of the new stuff that I picked up, I did end up picking up the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks Duo in Biscuit and Petal. This is one that was not available when I placed my first order, and then I saw it did become available, and then as soon as I ordered it, went back and it was out of stock again. I don't know what's happening with that. But anyway, we're going to be trying this one today, and someone did ask me if I could do a side-by-side with Petal and Biscuit in the cream form, which I do happen to have. So I think we'll do that today. I'll apply the powder duo in the same shades and the cream stick duo. Well, it's not a duo, but you know what I mean. On the other side, and we'll see. We'll see what the difference is. I also picked up the new Armani liquid blushes, but these are a glowier version. I don't know how I'm going to be able to incorporate this today, but we'll see. Maybe I'll swatch this one against one of the matte ones that I already have, but I'll figure it out. Another product that was unavailable when I first placed my order and then suddenly did become available is the Prada eyeshadow quads. And when I saw that pop up, I was like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, because I couldn't wait. I've already swatched it. When I show you this, it's not pristine because I couldn't wait. And I'm telling you, it's so creamy, so, so beautiful. So I can't wait to get this on my eyes. In my first order, I did pick up the artistry one from Pat McGrath. So I do want to try that today with that duochrome in the Prada eyeshadow. So we'll see how this one works today. I have 2 mascaras also. The Prada one was in my first order, and then I ended up ordering the Too Faced ribbon one based on a recommendation from one of you. So I bought the mini just to test it out. Maybe we'll do one on one eye, maybe this one on the other eye, and see what happens. I also picked up the new Kosas loose powder in the shade Buttery, and I didn't have a chance to try it in my first haul and try on because I used the Givenchy pressed powder in that video. So today we're going to try this one and see what this one says. I'm also going to try the Kosas setting spray again, because when I used it the first time, I looked a little bit shiny at the end of the day. It does say to apply sparingly, and I did the opposite of applying sparingly in that video. So I want to try it again and see what the difference is by the end of the day. And I also picked up a stick lipstick from Pat McGrath. I love these. They're so creamy and beautiful. And I picked up another shade. So this one will be on my lips by the end of this video. Okay, I think I'm going to begin with the new Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks. I love this color pink. So beautiful. Let me open this up for you. We have Biscuit in powder form, and we have Petal in powder form. Let's do a quick swatch. So here is a Biscuit. And here is Petal. Petal is like the Westman Atelier shade. They run with it with lots and lots of different products, so it's gorgeous. So, so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna grab a Rephr 05 brush and I'm gonna go into Biscuit. I haven't powdered at all. I also wanna see how this works on a non-powdered face. I mean, the shade is beautiful. And I do like that it's now available in powder form, and Petal and Biscuit are my favorite ones in the stick form. So having them as a duo in powder form is really, really great. And so far, it applies smoothly, beautifully, even over a non-powdered base. Like I said, I have the Givenchy on. So that's good. I like that because I don't always want to powder my entire face in order to apply powder products on top. So at least we know it works like that. How gorgeous is that? So this one for me is kind of in between a contour and a bronzer. It's not too gray and it's not too warm. It's perfect, perfect. That's why I love that shade. Amazing, amazing. And the powder just spreads on so beautifully. It is matte. It is a matte powder. Both of these are. But they don't look flat on the face at all. I think it just looks very, very as natural as a bronzer contour can be. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to flip the same brush around to the other side and I'm going to pick up Petal. Again, I don't know how this powder formula is in terms of saturation. It's very soft, very, very soft. And it looks so pretty on the skin. And what a combo as well. These two shades work beautifully together. I like to get a little blush on my forehead too. I know not many do, but I like it. Anyway, okay, so this is the side with the powder. I would love to do the same on this side, but what a great idea. And thank you to whoever requested that because I don't know if I would have done that or thought of it. So let's do Biscuit and Petal in cream form on this side and see what the difference is. Here is Biscuit. I picked up a mini and the mini has lasted me forever. Let me quickly swatch Biscuit next to, so this is the cream one and this is the powder one. Very, very close. So that's good. I would assume they'd be the same, except Biscuit in the cream form looks a little bit deeper, but that could just be because I swiped it on. Spreading this out might diffuse it. Yeah, there you go. See, there they are, side by side. Let me do the same with the cream Petal over here next to the powder. Wow, I could have probably dedicated an entire video to this. Okay, so it looks deeper. It looks more, I don't know, mauvey? Let me spread it out a little bit. A little bit different, a little bit different. So let's see. I'm so glad I'm doing this because we'll be able to see on the face the difference. Biscuit is one that I can apply directly to my face, but I go very, very lightly and just skim my skin, And I'm going to grab a Sephora 47 brush. I love this brush for cream products, especially contours and cream bronzers. It's almost like the BK Beauty 109 brush that I love so much. This is just as good. I'm going to pick it up with the brush. I find that the cream is a little more on the gray side and much more contoury, whereas the powder is much more forgiving and, like I said, can be used in a bronzy kind of way. This one, no. This one is more gray based, and although the colors are very, very similar, because they're both Biscuit, you get a completely different effect. I wouldn't want to put this all over my cheek or bring it up higher than the contour or the shadow that I want to create. So there's a difference right there, right off the bat. Both gorgeous, but these are the differences. All right, let's get into the Petal Cream Blush. This is a IT Cosmetics 03 Cream Blush Brush. Oh, I always mess that up. Cream Blush Brush. Yeah, I got it. This one's pretty pigmented, so I like to go with my brush to the stick. And this is very, very similar. I don't see a big difference in the shade, which is great. This one is going to come down to application method and formula preference. So if you are a cream stick person, you would love this. If you like powders and prefer powders, you can't go wrong with either of these. So the difference between the two, the shade exactly the same, it's just formula. I'm gonna say that the powder is a little bit more pigmented. However, I am picking this up with a brush. If I was to go in straight, it probably would be as deep as the powder side or as pronounced as the powder side. And I could do that, or I could just build it up, which I love to build up because sometimes I want it a little bit more pronounced, other times I don't. It's good to have these on the face side by side. I mean, even though this is a powder, it doesn't look too matte and too flat. There's still life to it. I kind of like them both. And sometimes I feel like it's a cream day, and other days I feel like it's a powder day. But the powder formula, speaking of the new product, so good. Easily applied, is not patchy. I even applied it, like I said, over a wet foundation. It had dried down, don't get me wrong, but I hadn't powdered my face in order to be able to get that powder on top. Oh, I forgot to contour my forehead on this side. Let's be balanced. So how am I going to work this Armani Luminous Silk Glowy blush into this equation? Well, maybe we can just apply it right on top and we'll see. But first, I want to swatch this next to one of my favorite blushes of all time, the original Armani Luminous Silk Cheek Tints. Let's do a side by side. These are the two that are closest from what I could see. Here we have the original matte, and right below is the luminous one. So shade-wise, very close. In my eyes, it looks a little bit too white. I don't know how it's going to look on the cheeks. Almost blue, but you don't get that with the matte version. So let's see. Let's get this on. Why not? I know that with a matte formula, you can apply these over top of anything, under anything. So, oh, which side should I put on? Let's start with the powder side and get a little bit on there. I'm going to put it a little bit higher on my cheek because this does have that glow and luminosity to it. And maybe it's more like a blush topper maybe in my eyes, but we'll see. I'm going to grab a BK Beauty N17 to blend this out. I really have to wash my brushes. I'm running low. I can see kind of splotches. That could be user error, definitely. Just a little bit. It's not blending. I think you need to blend this out right away. It sat there for about 30 seconds while I fished out a brush. And now I'm having a little bit of a hard time blending it. It looks, what does it look like? I think that was my fault. I'm going to apply it on this side just to make sure it wasn't the fact that I let it sit that it's doing that. Or it very well could be that over powder it doesn't work, which surprises me because the matte formula works perfectly over powder. All right, so don't let it sit too long, okay? And I make the mistakes so you don't have to. I like the glow that it leaves behind, but it's almost icy. It's a little bit too cool for me, and I'm talking about shade here, which surprises me because the matte version doesn't look like it's too cool on me. I love it. But this one, it has a iciness to it. It's a very cool kind of glow that comes through. It's not necessarily my favorite. Now the formula, beautiful, just like the matte version, love. Like completely dried down already. I love that, okay? Top notch formula. It looks nice. It's just the glow is too cool for me. I don't know, not so great on this cheek. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's that I let it sit for 30 seconds prior to blending or if it's just not playing well with powder underneath. All right, well, there's that. I'm glad we were able to test that one out. Okay, let's powder now. Let's try the Kosas Cloud Set Loose Powder. Heard a lot of great things about this. This is massive, you guys, okay? How many grams do you get in here? 20 grams of powder in here. What are we powdering? This is a lot, but I'm not complaining. That's okay. Okay, packaging is a big thing for me with loose powder. So you do have this lid here. Lift it up. It's got the sifter holes here. It goes on top of the sifter holes that are down here. Let me see. There is a cover on this that I have to remove. Am I blind? Honestly, I cannot see where I'm supposed. Oh, there it is. I gave up on the contacts, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. Way too hard. Okay, way too irritating on my eyes. I gave up on that dream. Okay, well, okay, so the cover is off, finally. Wow. I'm gonna shake this up and see how much comes out when you do that. Very, very little product comes out. Let me see. Okay, so you're gonna have to shake this out because I don't know if enough product will come out if you have the cover on and you shake it. So let's see the finish of this. It's very silky, very, very silky feeling. And there seems to be like a little bit of a sheen to it, like a smidge of a sheen to it, but it's not sparkly in any way or glowy. It's just feels really good and it looks really good, at least on the palm of my hand. Let's get this on the face. All right, let's tap a little bit into the cap. Not much comes out, I will say that, which is good for messiness, really good for messiness, but maybe we don't need that much powder with this Kosas formula. We'll see. I'm taking a little powder puff. I'm going to work it into the back of my hand because wrinkly dinklies and all of that, I start slow, right? I'm going to start here. I do see a sheen. I see a sheen. And I need more. I need more powder for sure. Oh, there we go. Now it's coming out. Now it's coming out. It was shy. It was shy at first. Let's apply with a puff under the eye on this side. I'll use a fluffy brush on this side just to see if there's a difference. Ooh, very silky, very nice. Looking a little heavy under my eyes, a little bit. Like all of a sudden I can see every line, every wrinkle on this eye. Can you guys see it? I hope you can't. Don't like this powder under my eyes. If you have a lot of fine lines, did I put too much? Okay, you know what? Let's see. I'm going to put some over here. I'm going to powder with a fluffy brush on this side and see if the same thing happens. Let's get a little bit more out. This is an Hourglass fluffy brush. I don't know the name of it. I'll link it below. Dust it off and let's see what my under eye looks like with this powder and if we have the same situation happening. It's not as bad as, actually, no, oh, no, oh yeah, it's settling in now. I love Kosas. I love their pressed powder. I use the shade Feathery, their Cloud Set pressed one. That one is amazing, completely undetectable. This one feels a little bit heavy. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Am I applying too much? I can see every line. I was about to swear. Every line under my eyes in a 10 times mirror. I need one because I can't see. Maybe it's just the mirror and it's making it worse. Let me take the 10 times mirror off. Now I can't see. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? It's not horrible, but it's horrible. Okay, I do like it in this pore area. I like the way it looks there. The lids are okay because I'm not as wrinkly up there. If you have fine lines under your eyes and you don't want them to show, don't use this powder. That's my first impression of it. I'm going to try it again and I will keep on testing it out and for sure will update you in my April roundup. But this isn't a powder that makes me want to say, oh, I can't wait to use this again. But I will because I want to continue to test it out. Maybe it's the concealer. So I do like the packaging. I like that you get a lot of product in here. If it doesn't work, like who cares? But even though this contains the powder, right, which I love that, and it's not so messy, you still have to like tap it out into the cap. So then that can get messy. So just letting you know what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing. The whole point of these videos, right? Okay, so to be determined, okay? Well, no, actually determined. I hate it under my eyes, but I will keep using it and I'll let you know in an update. This is the fun part, the 09 Primula Prada eyeshadow quad. Let me open up this beauty and show you. I did mention that I did swatch it last night when this arrived. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I have swatches on my hand already for you to show you. So beautiful. Here are the swatches. Here's that duochrome right at the bottom here. Extremely silky, smooth formula. I hope that that satin finish is bouncing off of the light so you can see. but to feel it is to know it, okay? This is gorgeous right off the bat without it being on my eyes. Incredible. You get these two little brushes in there too. I'm going to put them to the side because when I flip it over to show you, they fall out. But this one's like, you know, your typical little rubbery wand here. And this one is more like brushy. It's got brushes in it. I don't know how you would use that. Maybe for a liner? I don't know. I don't typically use these little brushes that come in these luxury high-end things, but some people do. If they didn't, they wouldn't include them. I guarantee you. Rephr 15 Fluffy Brush. And I'm going to go into the little strip, the long strip here. This is an interesting layout. I'm going to try to dip in here very carefully. So that part I'm not crazy about, to be honest with you. I like the way it looks, don't get me wrong. But I have to be really, really careful, especially if you go in with a fluffy brush like the Rephr 15 is. And I'm going to start just blending this on my crease. I love this shade already. They're so silky and smooth and satiny with a matte finish, but it's not a flat matte. So they're mattes, but they have a little bit of a subtle shine to them. Not a glitter, a satin to them. Rephr number 12, and I'm going to go into this darkest shade here. And I'm going to start to deepen the outer part of my eye. Oh, this is quite pigmented. This one I can use, I think, as a liner, but I wanted to try it on the outer corner. That's pretty deep. So if you wanted that deep of an outer corner, it's definitely there for you. I think maybe that middle shade would have been perfectly fine. I'm going to try and incorporate that middle shade as well. So I'm going to work this out. I don't like this brush for this. Hang on. I'm switching to a Rephr 13. That's much better. Much better. Number 12 is a little bit too dense, and it wasn't spreading out the pigment or the shadow easily. If you want a more dense, packed eyeshadow, you can use the 12. It's not what I was going for because I didn't realize how pigmented this shade was, so just keep that in mind. But number 13 is a teeny tiny little fluffy blending brush that you can use for your outer corner. Typically I would have used the number 1. I like to use that for my outer corner, but they're all dirty. I could clean them with my Sephora Daily Brush Cleaner, but I don't know where my number 1s are. They're in the brush laundry pile. Oh my. That blended beautifully. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Silky smooth, beautiful application. Looks gorgeous. Love it. Gonna clean off that 13 and I'm gonna go into that middle triangle shade, this one right here. And I'm gonna tuck it in right there. See what we get there. I'm getting zero fallout, you guys. These are very, very silky smooth, not powdery at all, but easy to work with. So gorgeous. So I'm just gonna, I love that shade too. Ooh, I thought that might be a little too warm for me, but it's not at all. I love that. All right, let's go into the duochrome. I'm gonna take my pinky, and this one has a beautiful shift to it. I'm not a real fan of duochromes, and I'll tell you why. I feel like when I shift my eye, it looks weird. And I understand that's the whole point of it, but if I want that shine, I want it all over where I place it. If I turn my head and it goes away, I feel like my eyeshadow looks weird. And I also feel like I'm probably the only one who feels that way. But when I put duochromes on and I kind of look to the side, I'm like, well, where did the shine go? Where did the shine go? So I don't know, it looks kind of not uniform, which is the whole point of a duochrome. I do understand that, but I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan. I can appreciate it, definitely. I should stop talking and actually put this on. That's my feeling on duochromes. Not all duochromes are created equal, or equally, I should say, but let's see what this looks like. Now that's pretty because the duochrome, the shift, is uniform throughout. It's when you lose one shade and only get the other shade when you shift that it kind of bothers me sometimes. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. The quality of these shadows is top notch. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. All right, well, that looks good, but I do want on this eye to try the artistry wand and see what this duochrome looks like with this underneath. All right, so this is a clicky kind of thing, I think, right? I don't know. Hang on. Do I turn it? Oh my God, hang on. What? Hang on. Glasses time. Why can I not get this out? You click it, you turn it. What is happening? What is happening? I can't get this out. I have to read instructions. Click a few times to reveal product. Only a small amount is needed. Apply by gliding the wand across your lid or tapping overshadow. Overshadow? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Use the flat body of the applicator on larger surfaces, like the eyelid or underneath the brow bone. Use the triangle-shaped precision tip to reach small areas like Cupid's bow or inner corner of the eye. Secure the cap tightly after each use to enhance product life. Well, if I can't get it out... All right, this is on camera. I am clicking. I'm clicking. Am I getting any? No. Oh, there she is. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Should I use go directly or should I use my finger? I'm going to use my finger just in case. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to go directly onto my eye and see what we get. So I'm going to just apply it to where I want to apply that duochrome. That was a mission. That was a mission. Okay, it's almost like any clicky thing. It takes a little while for the product to come out, but I didn't expect it with this. Like I expect it with a liquid, but not with something like this. But anyway, you saw it here first. Going back into that duochrome, and let's see how different it looks with this intensifies underneath. It's a little bit. I don't see much or any difference from one eye to the next. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. Maybe this isn't the type of shadow that's meant for. I am not sure. Yeah, a little bit more intense, a little bit more intense. I think I'm going to have to use that with some other eyeshadows to see what difference it makes. However, I can see this being useful for glittery, shiny shadows that may have fallout because it is providing like a stickiness for it. Is it enhancing the glow? Not necessarily for this particular shadow. Okay, well, I'm glad I tried that. You guys can see the difference. I will try it again, of course, with a glittery shadow that tends to have fallout. And I will let you know. Okay, so all in all, very impressed. And I love the formula. It's so super, super good. And I love the shades too. And I think my eyes look great. I love this. I really do. Okay, let's move on to mascara. I have two. I have the Prada one, which I have tried before. But I want to show you on camera. I haven't shown you on camera yet because I bought like so many mascaras at the sale, which is really ridiculous. But there were so many new ones. I always try new mascaras. I like to try new mascaras because I never know. You never know when you find the right one. Now, so far, the Gucci one that I've tried this year is top spot. So this is the Prada Scope. This bottle is phenomenal. And I don't know if you can hear that. Like this is a very textured outer packaging. It's so luxurious and beautiful and gorgeous. And I love it. The wand is interesting because there are only bristles on one side of it. So you can use the flat side to kind of coat your lashes, flip it over and use the bristles to work throughout your lashes. So I'm going to use the Prada one on this side of my face and make sure, sometimes I can't even see which side I'm on. So I'm going to just coat my lashes quickly with the flat side. You know who else has a wand like this? I think it's Swede. I did try Swede mascara a couple of years ago. And I really, really liked it. They have a really interesting wand as well. And they did reach out to me and they're sending me, they have a new mascara. I think it's called Cloud. and they're sending me a few more things. I'm getting things, guys, in PR. I'm so excited. Anyway, that wand was very interesting, and this kind of reminds me of it on that flat side. But now, yeah, I can feel I have the bristle side. I can't see, right? That's a problem. So this mascara is okay. Did use it a couple of times, and I don't dislike it, but it's not giving me that wow factor that I get when I use the Gucci. Although it's not a bad mascara by any stretch of the imagination, I like to curl my wand when I am applying mascara. So I'll place it on the base of my lashes and then twirl up. And this one I can't do it with because there are no bristles on the other side, right? And so I guess I have to adjust my application method for it, which is fine if I would be able to get the effect that I wanted. Again, not horrible, not terrible, but it doesn't really come close to my Gucci. Will I continue to use it? Yeah, I will. It's giving me a little bit of volume, a little bit of length, a little bit of everything. Right now I'm getting some clumpiness. Don't know why, because I didn't get clumpiness the last 2 times I used it. Maybe some powder got on my lashes. That'll do it sometimes. Not gloopy clumps. What I'm saying is the lashes themselves are being grouped up into little sections and they're not like fanned out properly. What is happening? I did not experience this the last 2 times I used this. Maybe I need a little bit more and just, oh, on the wrong side. See, that's what I don't like that about this. If you're visually challenged like I am, which side you're on. I know you can feel it, but it might be too late by the time you figure it out. Not having the best experience with this mascara. Wow, though, are my lashes not lifted now? Okay, so it needs work. It needs a lot of work. This is not a slap it on kind of mascara. As you can see as I am putting this on today, but now the final effect, okay, you need some coats of this. The final effect is pretty good. It's pretty good. It is. It's pretty good. I'm going to get some on my lower lash line. I didn't do any liner today or anything like that. I'm just going to let it be so the shadow can stand out on its own. Okay, well, this is the Prada mascara. Like I said, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm not screaming from the rooftops. It did better than I thought it was looking like it was going to do as soon as I started applying it today, but it's okay. It's all right. The other mascara is the Too Faced Ribbon, and I only got a mini of it, and this is what the packaging looks like. It looks like something my daughter would really, really like. It's not like elegant packaging or anything like that. It's not high-end looking, which is totally fine. If the formula is really, really good, I really don't care, but I do like a nice fancy packaging. I will admit it, okay? But this one doesn't scream luxury in any way, but who cares if it does a good job? I have not used this one before. Oh, and by the way, I normally will use a eyelash primer. I'm not using that today, just so you can see what the mascaras can do on their own. All right, so let's take a look at this wand. Typical, very, very typical wand. Is it? It's bristles. It's bristles. It's not rubberized. I don't think. It doesn't feel rubberized. Let's see what this one can do. Let me go this way so you guys can see. This one, because there are bristles all the way around the wand, I can do my twirly whirlies. And let's see. This is a tubing mascara, by the way, which I like a tubing mascara, definitely. Very, very easy to remove at the end of the day. I don't have a preference either way. I don't only use tubing mascaras. I use mascaras that make my eyelashes appear. And that's my requirement. So this one seems to be giving me some nice length. It's a drier formula right off the bat, which I kind of like. I'm getting length, definitely. And let's see if we can build up some volume here. I'm going to go in for a second coat of this. Oh, I got a little bit of a clump at the end of the wand. That's never a good idea. Okay, and as I'm building this, I'm getting some real, wow, I'm getting some crazy length and some volume. Not a crazy amount of volume, but not bad. And it's not clumping at all. My lashes are all uniformly feathered out, spread out. Oh, wait, I see. Look at this. I didn't even realize this. Do you see the tip of this wand? It's got little prongs on it. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that and see. I didn't realize that. I remember that when I saw this, that I knew that that was there, but I just didn't realize it right now. Let's use this to get these lashes separated even more. Oh, that's perfect to use in the inner part of your eye. And you can build up the volume at the bottom, and you can use it on your lower. Actually, no, I don't prefer that. I prefer to just touch with the wand. Okay, this one I'm going to have to use again, but is definitely impressing me. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Again, I'm going to have to use it a little bit more, but right off the bat, really, really like it. I like it more than the Prada. Go figure. And here's the thing. Everyone's lashes are different. Everyone's lash needs are different. So one mascara that works for me may not work for you. So the place that I'm coming from are wimpy, little, very fine lashes. I used to have lashes that were the envy. Okay. And I do not any longer. It's a sad, sad thing, but reality. And so now I'm on the hunt for a mascara that will work with soft, limpy, wimpy lashes. And this is a mini too, right? Sometimes when you try a mini, and I know it's the same wand, but when a wand is longer, your application is a little bit different as well. And I find sometimes when I try a mini, I like it or I don't like it, or the opposite might be true. So although minis are great for travel, for a formula that you already know that you love, that's great. But I do find sometimes there are differences between the mini size and the regular size. I don't know if it's just because of application. I'm not sure. I'm sure the formula inside obviously is the same, but sometimes the application is everything, and the way that you apply it to your lashes, everything. And when you have a small, stumpy little wand, it's a little bit harder, a little bit different versus a longer wand. So keep that in mind. But so far, so good with this little mini ribbon. I really, really like it a lot. A lot. Do I like it more than my Gucci? No. But I do like it. I like it better than the Prada, to be honest with you. The Prada looks a little bit, I'm getting those really weird clumps. Not clumps as in there's too much product on there, but clusters of lashes kind of separating from each other. At least this time. Okay, the Laneige Glaze is off, and now I want to try another shade in the Pat McGrath Dramatique Mega Lip in Nude Venus. I already own one of these in Coral Lust, and I love it so very much. It's a lipstick in pencil form, and it's so creamy and it's so beautiful, and you can use it as liner and your whole lip, and it's gorgeous. And I wanted to pick up another one at the sale, which I didn't realize when I did my wish list. But when I was going through the Sephora app, I thought, oh shoot, let me get another one of these because I love them. They're so great to just throw in your purse. They're so creamy. They last forever. They're not a stain, but believe me when I tell you that they have a lasting power. So let's try Nude Venus. And it's the easiest thing to apply. And it doesn't bleed at all. It stays put. It'll dry down. Literally feels like a lipstick. I really like this shade too. Nude Venus. It's like a nude with a rosy pink shade. And you can apply this and apply this. So nourishing. And I know it's a stick lipstick. And typically those are kind of drying, but not these. These are excelente. I love that shade. Let me swatch it for you real quick so you can see. It just goes on like butter. It's beautiful. Love this shade. Okay, I'm going to finish everything off with the Kosas Cloud Set Setting Spray. I mentioned when I first tried this, I really drenched my face, and the instructions say to apply sparingly, and I did the exact opposite of that. And by the end of the day, I looked a little bit greasy, and I don't ever look greasy like that at the end of the day. But also I wasn't sure if it was the Guerlain Le Tint Glow foundation or everything new that I had tried on with my first Sephora haul. So then I used this again the other day, and I just did a very, very light spritz, and I didn't find that it made me look greasy at the end of the day. So let's try it one more time and we shall see. Where is that mister? That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And hopefully that doesn't happen again, because it's got a very fine mist. It feels really, really nice on the face. And the last time I used it, like I said, when I applied it very, very sparingly, did a great job of prolonging my makeup and all the things that a setting spray is supposed to do. But this also provides some nourishment to your face as well. So really, really nice. Feels really great. Great mister, because it's all about the mister too. No clumps, no crazy like splotches are applied when you spray this. So I really, really like it, but I wanted to try it yet again, applying sparingly, just to make sure that I don't get that greasy feeling that I did when I over applied this, because that is something that you should definitely know. If you like this, and over applying does the opposite of what you want it to do, especially if you have oily skin. So I'll update you, and for sure will update you when I do my April roundup, which will be a really long one because I bought so much at the Sephora sale. Anyway, I'm going to continue to test out all of these things. I've given you all my thoughts as I have been using them on my face, so I won't take you through everything again. I think I was really, really clear as I was trying each product, so I won't bore you again. All right, well, I think my makeup today looks really, really great, except for that Armani on the powdered side of my face. I'm not liking how it looks here, but other than that, pretty successful, I would say. I hope if you shopped the Sephora sale that you had some successful hauls. If you did, please let me know. Or if you tried anything that was pretty horrible, also let me know. And also please let me know if there's anything else out there that you'd like for me to try for you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you found this helpful. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram for lots more over there, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully. Bye.